protection application wouldn't be applicable to what Savalex is doing, and was extremely niche. Although, as I think about it, that's another type of material where PTFE is used is for sheet lining. So imagine a big chemical storage tank or truck tanker taking chemicals to a semiconductor plant, or a big storage container, a 20,000 gallon tank, for example. Basically what they do is they take this, it's a different than the sheet stock I was talking about before, and they essentially wallpaper the inside of these tanks for corrosion protection, but also so you're not getting metal potentially leaching into the chemical stream. So that's another market that I had mentioned before. So the two big ones in my mind are pharma and semiconductor. I know there is some work done in the medical device space with fluoropolymers, but I'm not as familiar with it. I would guess that would be, and I'm sure it's a reasonable sized market, but that's going to be all OEM type. That's probably where a lot of the custom OEM business goes into the medical device market. Would be one of the major areas, I would think. That and potentially aerospace, where you've got a part small enough that the weight's not gonna, you're adding tenths of a gram because of the size of the part small enough that you're not taking a big weight hit.
Okay. All right. So just a bit of review. I heard pharma and semiconductor as the big markets in your mind. Aerospace as something that will use fluoropolymer if the weight is not an issue. Specialty chemicals and medical device. So that's 5 marketplaces. Are there any additional ones we would want to add to a list of significant markets?
Yeah, those would be the big ones. In fact, I'm just sorry. Stuff keeps coming into my mind. In another form that the materials take is in essence a filter membrane. So what's making so Gore-Tex is basically an expanded PTFE. And so there's actually PTFE filtration products that will be used in pharma, in semiconductor, and that's another market. Now, and it reminds me of another downside to fluoropolymers is that they're not gamma radiation stable, which is the preferred sterilization method, certainly for the pharmaceutical industry. And the fluoropolymer, Teflon is not gamma stable, meaning it breaks down the product. So you have to have an alternative sterilization method. But that's another, Gore basically has built their business. That's what they do, is essentially expanded, expanded Teflon. So if you have what's making me think about this is the medical device side. If you get a hernia repair or some sort of surgical repair where they put in a mesh to basically help you heal, that's often a Teflon-based product, an expanded PTFE. It's made by Gore, or I believe Johnson & Johnson does it as well. So that's another, it's probably not related to Savalex, but it's another place where these materials are used.
Okay, gotcha. Great. So for these end markets, could we just tick through them and to the extent possible, get your